What is up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. If you're new to Market Marauders, investment channel helps you to find out best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. All right, so we give you my option picks for the week. So let's jump into it. So first, we got ticker sign FDX. That is for FedEx. They have touched $305.66, which I think may have been a 52-week high for them. But overall, pretty positive for the company. They did fall off significantly towards the end of the week, though, ending at 289.47. Then after hours, they went up 31 more cents to end at 289.78. Now on the channel, I like to give some background information on the stock to see what's going on, what catalysts can help them move. So let's jump into that. So on the 11th, FedEx said that it is ready to ship the first batches of the vaccine out. So they have basically began shipping for the Pfizer vaccine, which is good for FedEx overall. I know logistically it is pretty pain to try to get all this stuff organized, as well as trying to get the Christmas stuff out as well. So I know they got their hands full with all the stuff they're doing. So it says following the FDA approval or an EUA, Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine, FedEx Express will begin transport of the vaccine using FedEx Priority overnight services, supported by FedEx Priority Alert Advanced Monitoring. And it says after months of preparation and close planning with Pfizer, other healthcare companies, and federal state officials, first vaccine doses will be moving to centers in the United States. So basically, they've already planned for this, but planning for it and then actually executing it once it happened are two completely different things. So I think overall, it'll give a lot of money to the company and also help expand their distribution overall. So with that being said, going into some background for the options. I think FedEx is poised to go back up to touch that level that they were at, around the 300s. So when I look at the strike price expiration at around the 16th of April. So that goes all the way out till around Q2. So I think Q2 will be enough time for us to see the actual effects of this. Doing it around Q1, I think there's not enough time for you to actually see the long-term benefits of having this distribution system. So I'm going to have, this pushed out to Q2 being in April. So I think a call in Q2 is a good price between this $300 to $330 strike price. So the call is on the left-hand side. Buying a call, which is the bid, is what I'm talking about. So buying a call with a strike price between $300 to $330, I think is a good option. Now, at the time of the video, you're going to be looking at pay between $2,360 to $1,340 per option. So I think it's a pretty good one, and I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out on this one as they ramp up distribution for this whole vaccine distribution. So next, I want to talk about Patreon group. So I do have a Patreon group. It's Market Marauders, $10 a month. We're going to talk about more investing, penny stocks, option stocks. I have a daily watch list that I give out. So if you would like to join and be a member of that, make sure you check the link down below. Also, I have a clothing company. This is called Sus Clothing Brand. So make sure you go check that out. Lots of different shirts on here that you can buy, sweatshirts and hoodies. So make sure you go check that out as well. And then also on Webull, if you like to sign up and get 4 free stocks when you deposit $100 or more, I have a link for that down below as well in the description. So next stock on here, we got UPS, following the similar path to the FedEx Wave. They did touch 169.85. I don't think it was a 52-week high for them, but it still was pretty high overall. Now, they are bullish at the time of this video, denoted by the moving average 10 line being above moving average 50 and 100, which are this purple line and this yellow line. Moving average 10 being this red line, which is above. So I would say they are bullish. Those are basically my indicators to determine if something is bullish or bearish. So I would say this is bullish, even though it went down a little bit after hours. Overall, I think positive news will definitely help bring this back up. So going to background information on them, we can see that they are doing the same thing as FedEx. So it says deployment began after federal mandate to distribute the vaccine 24 hours after the emergency use authorization, which everybody knows was this week. UPS to help support the initial Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine, support the vaccine nation of healthcare workers. So that's their main goal with that distribution. So basically said they are working as part of Operation Warp Speed, and Pfizer and BioNTech approved through the US FDA emergency authorization, which is EUA for short, which they're going to begin distributing through their logistics program. So they're following the same suit as FedEx to help distribute this Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. So I think it'll help the company overall, logistically and income-wise, to do this. So going to background information on them. I mean, not background options on them. We're typing UPS. And then we're going to go with the same Q2 time frame on them. So I think a call is the best option. For me, between this 170 to 190, I think is a realistic range, especially for Q2, especially with the amount of distribution that they're going to have to do and the amount of logistics involved with doing this distribution of this vaccine. I think it's going to definitely help UPS as a company expand their capabilities as well as their network of logistics. So I think between 170 to 190 for a call or this bid section right here is a good option. You're looking to pay between $1,095 to $420 per option. Now, if you do options, bear in mind it's 100 shares is one contract, so just bear that in mind. If you want to look at some more information on options, that's will be basically be your basis. This video is just to tell you the price you would pay and some catalysts for the company to add them to your watch list, just to look at them to see how they were performing. Now, these stocks you can also just go out and buy just overall as growth plays. Either or. I mean, I think that all these companies on here definitely have potential to continue to grow with all the things they have going on. So whatever your investing strategy is, this is just videos help you to point you in the right direction on identifying catalysts that help stocks move, and B, showing you some target prices that I have in mind for their movement. So next we have ticker sign PFE, which we know is the big one, Pfizer. So, you ever heard of the phrase, buy the rumor, sell the news? So I think we basically saw that happening this week. So the rumor was the EUA. The news is the overall confirmation of the EUA being passed by the FDA. So that's basically why this went down to this level. But it didn't fall off as dramatically as I thought it would. So if it would have fell off and went way past this moving average 100 line, then I would have been like, okay, I'm not going to keep that on my radar. I'm going to wait till this level levels out. But it actually went down to this moving average 100 line and kind of is hovering around the moving average 100 line. And then after hours seemed to rally up 8 more cents. So I think there's still potential growth, if not just for a bounce off of this moving average 100 level. But I'm definitely going to be looking at it for next week because just having the EUA is not the end all be all. There's still going to be distribution as well as, amount of actual levels coming out. There were also some bad reports about side effects and things going on with this vaccine. So I think that those are things to also consider for this potential downward level as well. Another question you may be asking is, why don't I have BioNTech on here? I don't have BioNTech on here because I think that Pfizer, in my opinion, has been the one that's kind of been in the highlight of the most and has the potential, in my opinion, to move the most just because people talk about it more often. We know Pfizer and BioNTech are partnered together, so whether you want to do the BioNTech or whether you want to do Pfizer, it's kind of up to you, but to me, they're one and the same thing. So You can use this catalyst for Pfizer going up as the same as the catalyst for BioNTech going up. To me, Pfizer is just a cheaper option as far as BioNTech and Pfizer, so I chose the Pfizer one because it's cheaper. Background information on them, which is what I talked about earlier. US FDA authorized the mRNA vaccine for emergency use, and companies preparing to deliver the first doses immediately. Pfizer and BioNTech previously announced an agreement with the U.S. government to supply doses to 2020 and 2021. In collaboration with Operation Warp Speed, Pfizer and BioNTech, as well as other vaccine companies, are expected to deliver hundreds of millions of doses of the vaccine to Americans by the end of 2021. Historic science-driven efforts will seek to help bring an end to the most devastating pandemic in a century. And then it says Pfizer and BioNTech expect to file biologics license application for possible regulatory approval in 2021. So that's going to be one of the next catalysts if they actually get this BLA passed. I would definitely look for that being another catalyst, but that's kind of way out, like further out into the future. But definitely keep that in mind when looking at the stock. Now, going into the option side of this, we're going to type in PFE for Pfizer. We're going to go with that Q2 level as well. Since they don't have April on here, I'm going to go out to or go to March. So we're going to go with March 19th on this one. Then I would say a call between 42 to 46 definitely is a level that you want to look at. Now, Pfizer doesn't move as fast as some of these other stocks do. So that's why you may say, well, why are there no $50 or $100 ones? You know, Pfizer, in my opinion, does not move as fast as, you know, BioNTech has moved or even Moderna moves. So that's kind of why these levels are the way they are. Now, I think a call is the best option. Looking between $42 to $46 per contract. I mean, as a strike price, and then per contract, looking to pay between $315 to $203 per option. So just bear that in mind at the time of this video. This is when the market is closed. So bear that in mind as well. When the market opens, these levels will be different, but the ones you want to consider is the strike price. So the strike price remains stagnant, but these prices vary based on the actual price itself. So going into the last one on here, we have ticker sign mRNA for Moderna, which you all know is the other vaccine candidate. I think they already filed for their EUA, but they have not gotten it approved yet. I know the FDA was just doing one vaccine at a time, and Moderna actually applied for theirs later. So at the time of this video, they ended at $156.93. And then after hours went up $4.67 to $161.60. They did touch a level of 170.80, so that's a pretty high metric for them. I definitely think they have potential to touch that level again. They are bearish, denoted by the moving average 10 line being below the moving average 50 line. So even though it's above the moving average 100 line, I would still say it's bearish because it's below the moving average 50 line. So that's just the way that I look at the charts. So you can look at it whichever way you choose. That's just the way that I use my catalyst for growth. So background information on them. One of the catalysts that came out for them last week was the U.S. government exercises one option for additional 100 million doses of their vaccine candidate. So a total of 200 million doses ordered by the U.S. government to date. Additional doses today will be delivered in Q2 of 2021. U.S. government retains option to purchase up to an additional 300 million doses. So they're ordering a lot of doses of this Moderna vaccine, as well as the Pfizer vaccine already being rolled out. So, you know, it says today a new order of 100,000 will be delivered in Q2. These deliveries are subject in each to receipt of an EUA by the FDA. So they're still waiting on their EUA. So when that comes out, definitely going to be looking for this one to go back up as well. That's another catalyst for growth. Now, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news thing seems to not work, in my opinion, for these vaccine stocks. or it kind of does and it kind of doesn't. So when negative news comes out about the vaccines, it seems to always drop the stocks, but when positive news comes out, they automatically raise up. So it's like whatever news comes out, in my opinion, seems to directly reflect in the stock price. So just keep that in mind when trading these two, that they are still a little volatile based on, I guess the current climate of the world. So going to here, we're going to see, yep, they got an April one. So let's look at the April one. So for April, I think going from this 160 strike price to 180 strike price is realistic, in my opinion. So you'll be looking to pay between $3,275 per option to $2,555 per option. Now, these are a lot more expensive, just bear that in mind, than most of the options that are on here. One of the reasons why I didn't choose BioNTech, because they would have been around the same price. That's just all based around because these are more expensive. So usually when you get a higher stock price, your options are going to be a lot higher as well to actually pay for. So if you're new to options, also bear that in mind. Usually the cheaper the stock, the cheaper the option. You'll pay to get in, but overall you just want to use it to grow your account. Now I think it definitely can hit this 160 to 180 level. Also bear in mind that when the market opens on Monday, this will be considered in the money. So this is going to go up here and it's going to be considered in the money. So all these prices are going to shift to be a little more expensive since after hours it did get to 160, 160. So these are stagnant prices right now. But it's also not factoring in the fact that 160, 160 would make this in the money. So if you look, that's also another reason why they're a little more expensive, because it'll be easier to get to 165 if you're already at 160, 160. The whole point of options is to work on volatility, whether that's into the positive or to the negative. So if you have an option that is a put, you want negative, you want high volatility on both, but you want negative direction in movement. So you want the stock to go down fast, but if you have an option that's a call, you want the stock to go up fast. So that's why you do your expirations out longer. There's some people who do like next day options or a week out options. To me, that never works for me personally, but if that's the way you trade, that's the way you trade. In my opinion, I try to do like at least a month out when doing options. So those are the picks. These are the four. These are the ones that I think have the most potential to move. As far as basically all the stuff that's going on in the news, as well as the movement that I've seen from them. All right, so remember, go join the Patreon page if you want to learn more about options. If you want to go get a daily watch list. Also, make sure you check out the clothing company Sus. Got a lot of different clothes on there, all in the description for both of those. Good luck to everybody trading out there this week. Make sure you drop a comment down below. Tell me which stocks you guys are looking at for this week. Definitely helps everybody else in the comment section to know. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.